board. There we go. Okay, so like I said, we're going to continue working with equations, and this is kind of a continuation of what we've been doing. We're now going to solve just as we have been, except I'm not going to give you the answers. I want you to check your answer using something called proper left side, right side check technique. So to begin this lesson, you have question number 1 and question number 2. I want you to go ahead and solve question number 1 yourself, and I'm going to do it on the screen as well. And then let's check to see if we get the same solution. Okay, so I'm going to talk to myself. You guys don't have to listen to me. Or if someone is still confused, you can listen to me. But I'm going to make my line. And I'm going to make sure it's straight. There we go. And now I'm going to distribute everything inside the bracket. So I'm going to distribute everything inside this bracket. And then this bracket. I'm going to go ahead and multiply. So that's going to be 15x plus 10 minus 2, negative 2 plus 14x. And this side is going to be 15x plus 8 is equal to negative 2 plus 14x. Move everything to one side. And so x is going to be equal to negative 10. Okay, so once you're done, just double check to see if you get the same answer as me. Okay, so we get x is equal to negative 10 as a possible solution. I didn't give you any answers for this, so we don't know if we're right or wrong. We're going to do something called a check. So this is called a left side, right side check, and I'll show you the proper technique of how you do it. By the way, you use this checking technique like all throughout high school, grade 9, 10, 11, 12 math. So it's pretty useful to have. So what I like to do is I like to look at the left side of my equation and the right side of my equation completely separately. So I'm going to begin by looking at the left side of the equation, which I'm going to call LS. So I'm going to write down LS, which means left side, and I'm going to go to the original question. So not anything you've done, but the actual like typewritten original question. And I'm going to copy that down exactly as I see it. So I'm going to put an equal to sign. It's going to be 5 bracket 3x plus 2 minus 2. Definitely don't like how I'm writing that. So it's going to be 5 bracket 3x plus 2 minus 2. I know you're going to be really, really tempted to distribute this and solve it. But when you're checking, fight the urge to do that. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take your answer, your possible answer for x, which is x is equal to negative 10. You're going to put it directly into this, and then you're going to use BEDMAS to solve it. So here's what that's going to look like. It's going to be 5 bracket 3 times negative 10 plus 2 minus 2. Because my answer here was negative 10. So see, whatever we get for our answer when we're checking, we're going to put that x into the x that we have in our check. Does that make sense? Just going to say that. And I know this is kind of odd because you're like, why aren't we simplifying it? You just don't simplify for a check. Now let's go ahead and solve it using BEDMAS. So I'm going to go ahead. BEDMAS means we're going to solve what's inside the bracket. What is 3 times negative 10? I heard it, negative 30 plus 2 minus 2. What is negative 30 plus 2? Good job, negative 28 minus 2. Big number here, but that's okay. 28 times 5, 8 times 5 is 40. Yep, so this is going to be negative 140 negative 142. I'll explain what this number means in a second. This number does not have to match the actual answer. Whatever we get over here, it's fine. It could be a random number. It could be a big number. What we're going to do now is we're going to do the exact same thing for the right side of the equation. And our hope is whatever we do get on the left side, we get on the right side. And if the left side equals the right side, that means x is equal to -10 is the correct answer. So I'm going to do the same exact process now, looking at the right side of my equation. I make a big RS that represents right side. I don't set these equal to each other. It's almost like this is a completely separate equation now. And I look at the original equation, which is -2 bracket 1 minus 7x. Okay, so do you guys notice how I didn't set these equal to one another? This is separate and this is separate. In fact, if you want to really show that it's separate, you could also just make a line between the right side and the left side to seriously separate them. You don't have to, but I just want to emphasize that these equations are not supposed to be together. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to plug in, what am I going to plug in for the x over here? Like what's going to go inside this x? -10. Yeah, that's the solution we're checking. So it's going to be 1. What's -7 times -10? +70. What's 1 plus 70? Yeah. And -2 times 71? -142. Love the chat. Okay, so did you guys get -142 for the other side as well? So our final solution here is going to be, therefore, left side equals right side. And now that's the end of our question. We proved that the left side equals right side. So therefore, x is equal to -10. This has to be correct. Yes, you always need to write the therefore statement exactly. Now, here's the thing. Let's say you do a question, you get an answer, you do a left side, right side check, you don't get the right answer, but you're running out of time. Well, don't erase it. Even if you don't get the right answer, I can still give you part marks for checking your work and showing it to me. Okay, so there's always a chance to get like a 3 out of 4, even if these numbers don't match. If you do have time, obviously go back and try to find your mistake. Okay, let's do the same thing for question number 2. And then that's it. That's the end of our lesson. Question number 2 is one with fractions. So I do want to do this one with you guys because the more questions we do like this, the better practice we get. And it's good because we have a binomial at the top. Did anyone from last day remember what we do when you have a binomial at the top? Okay, so my suggestion to you when you have a question like this is put brackets around the binomial. And as always, I'm going to rewrite it so that my fraction is outside. So for this one, when I put brackets around the binomial, I know there's a 1 over here and there's a 1 over here. So when I rewrite this, it's going to be 1 over 2 bracket 3x minus 1 plus 2. I'll pause here. Oh, you can't see it. Oh no, I can't even. Okay, I'm just gonna, what am I supposed to do? I can move the physical projector. That's what I'll do. Resume recording. Okay, so using that same logic, can someone tell me what I'm gonna get on the right side of the equation? Chance? Yep. Excellent, yes. Yeah. So optional steps here, like always, but very useful in helping us solve the question. All right, let's keep going. We're ready to find the lowest common multiple. So I'm going to look at the 2 and the 3. We've actually done this before with the same numbers. What's the lowest common multiple? It's going to be a 6. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to multiply every single one of these terms with a 6. I said this in the recording that you guys watched. Do I need to multiply the bracket with the 6? It's only with the number outside of the bracket. So I'm going to multiply the 6 with the half but I'm not going to multiply it with what's inside of the bracket. It's very, very important. I'm going to multiply the 6 with the positive 2. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the 6 with the positive 2, and then I'm going to multiply the 6 with the 1 over 3. Am I going to multiply it with the 4x or the 1? No. Excellent. Let's continue. So what do you think we're going to get when we multiply 6 times a half? Good. So it's going to be 3 bracket 3x minus 1. What's 6 times positive 2? Good. What's 6 times a third? Good. Bracket 4x plus 1. And now this question is just like all the rest that we've been doing. So go ahead and try it yourself. I'll solve it here as well. Harder, like this is it. Okay, so it seems like we've all confidently gotten x is equal to -7. I don't know if that's the right answer. We're going to do a check. So let's go over the procedure of check again. I'm going to write LS, that represents my left side. I'm going to look at the original question for the left side, which is, so equal sign, 3x minus 1 over 2 plus 2. So 3x minus 1, oh my gosh, I cannot draw a straight line, over 2 plus 2. What am I going to put in the x? Yeah, whatever solution you got over here, that's what you're going to be putting into the x. So we have 3 times -7 minus 1. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to start using lines because that's the only way I can make a straight line. Much better. Okay, then it's going to be over 2 plus 2. And again, you guys, this is just like algebra work, right? It's bed math. What's 3 times -7? So it's going to be -21 minus 1. Yep, over 2. Yep. Well, this is going to be, what's -22 divided by 2? -11 plus 2. And so our final answer is going to be -9. Oh, I'm not going to. Yeah. And what's the significance of that 9? Like, does it have to match the x? No, it doesn't. It's just the left side. Now we're going to do the same thing for the right side, and we're going to hope whatever we got for the left side, it's going to equal the right side, and then our solution is correct. So let's keep going. We're going to have, everything is frozen. See if it works now. There we go. So it's going to be right side. I always hope that one of the equations, one of the sides is nicer, and this one seems like it's a little bit nicer. 4x plus 1 over 3. So it's going to be 4 times -7 plus 1 over 3. Literally every single one of my lines is being so wonky. Same thing with this one. There we go. Okay, and then this is going to be over 3. This is going to be -28 plus 1, which is going to be, actually, I'll just write that. -28 plus 1 over 3. Guys, what's -28 plus 1? And what's -27 divided by 3? -9. So it's very obvious that we're going to say, therefore, left side equals right side. And therefore, this answer has to be correct. I mean, we knew it was correct when all of us got -7. I think that, but on a test, you obviously wouldn't know that. How do you guys like this lesson? It was okay? Okay. So your homework for this part is handout B. There are 7 questions. You're going to notice there are no answers at the bottom because you're going to solve. You can't do it on the sheet, by the way. You need another sheet. You're going to solve it. You're going to check the left side. You're going to check the right side. And then we will take this up tomorrow.